Hello there, international movie friends. We got a new video for you, and this video is about music. Not just music, it's Sven, music you love very much. That's why you picked this subject, because we're going to talk about
Billie Holiday, the famous jazz singer. There's a lot of fuss about her because, there's going to be a biopic being released end of February. And earlier on that, from the UK, there's coming a documentary.
Yes, that's the America versus Billie Holiday or something like that.
The United States versus Billie Holiday will be the biopic, and the documentary will be called Billie.
All right. So we will keep an eye on that. Well, you will keep an eye on that on this channel. You will talk now about this documentary, but we will also keep an eye on this movie coming in February. So for the people watching, if you want to stay updated, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We got that out of the way. Then we will talk about it now. Sven, I have to be honest with you. We both know that I'm not as much a music connoisseur, music lover as you two are. I know my ABBA, I know my Britney Spears, and those kind of things.
But
yes.
I do know you're a big fan of jazz.
I do love jazz, but I have to be honest with you that I always thought that Billie Holiday was a man. But that's how much I know.
Me too.
Okay.
That's so fun about life. You can still learn stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's why I also love this channel.
Yeah, and as you do jazz music, you can't actually avoid Billie Holiday in taking a bit deep in the next months, because I think it's a remarkable voice she had, really famous voice. I remember as a child, I went to family vacations and family birthday parties, and there we were listening to this music on the background. It's really great for a Sunday morning, but also for a Saturday night sometimes. So there must be something in for you. And I think when you know more about the background of this singer, which I can introduce a bit, but this documentary will, I think, also tell us much more about it. So the documentary is about Billie Holiday, of course, but the story takes place in the late 60s, when a young journalist named Linda Lipnack Kuehl, if I pronounce it right, set out to tell the true story of a pioneer, the great jazz singer Billie Holiday. James Erskine is the director. He's from a London-based production house. He already was nominated once for an Emmy, so it's in good hands, I presume.
Yeah.
And the makers say the following about this documentary: with unprecedented and exclusive access to Kuehl's astonishing 200 hours of never heard interviews, tape recordings, and presented in vivid color for the first time. She was never presented in color, Billie Holiday.
Cool. Yeah.
The film is an arresting and powerful tale of one of the greatest singers who ever lived, and the woman who would sacrifice her life in the pursuit of writing it. She got to know during her life for a famous song called "Strange Fruit." That was a song it was actually a poem about lynching Afro-Americans. And beside that, she was a drug addict. And she was also being prisoned for that and being hunted by the feds. So,
well, enough of a story there to make into a movie, it sounds like.
Exactly. So I think it's now time to watch the trailer and to get warm up.
Yep, trailer for the documentary Billie.
The world's greatest jazz vocalist, Miss Billie Holiday.
Hey there, baby, make up your mind, 'cause I've been waiting such a long, long time.
So nice.
Everybody professed to know her. They knew nothing about her.
Must be a pretty interesting story. She's had a while.
Cool pictures.
Yeah, great.
Count Basie.
Wow.
No innovator was like her. Nobody.
Beautiful soul that she could only express it by singing.
Encore at encore. Without even trying, she was the great lady of all time.
Billy, why so many jazz greats
Love the music.
seem to die so early?
The only way I can answer that question is we try to live 100 days in one day.
She was an extremist.
What's made her the way she is?
Everybody wanted something out of her. No vocalist that ever went through what she went through.
Strange fruit.
It was a shocking piece of material.
These are
Booker
right
T.
to sing at New York,
Ja.
exposing discrimination. She put it on stage.
She just told her own story just by being herself.
She would make music that was unprecedented.
All she wanted to do was sing.
Here is a strange and bitter
Oh, lovely. I liked it.
Goosebumps already.
Yeah, it's nice with the music and the images. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in hearing this woman's life story. So no, I'm really interested in hearing this woman's life story. It's appealing.
Yeah, me too. I was, as I said, I know her from my childhood, and I think it's a really interesting story of a phenomenous singer, and the way they did it, which we could see in the trailer, is really promising.
Yeah, definitely. Koen, what did you think?
Very interesting, but also again, I feel a bit sad because especially in that last scene, they talk about her. That's also, like she said herself, the quote, like 100 days in one day is like this is the life of a jazz musician or jazz singer like her. And also we know that she was chased by the Fat, and then you see the end, you see her face, and you see almost all her life into her face, and still has that voice. And
I loved that shot that she was singing, and you could feel the urgency already with her singing. You could feel her story, so to say. It was great. And
yeah, it's great, and also in a way, like, so it's interesting, a bit sad maybe, but those old sounding trumpets, that style of jazz is something. I was never a big jazz guy myself. I respect, as a musician, I respect till the end because it's very difficult music to play. Maybe the most difficult to play for some musicians, drummers especially. It's very difficult.
I have the same.
Yeah, right. And but I never. But if I listen to if I watch movies from this era and I hear this kind of style jazz, I'm like, I should listen to this more.
But that's the thing for me why I really like jazz is like it's maybe I like jazz and I like the piano, because for me those are the things that most tell us stories somehow or something. I'm of course all about stories, so for me I can really feel it, so to say. They take me along on a journey. It's always
a journey.
And for me there are two different kind of jazz. You have this like soul jazz, where and you have this freewheeling experimental jazz, and I think and Billie Holiday was for me more on the soul side. Like more, it has a beginning and an end, but it still has this really technical play of jazz and the power play of the trombones and the trumpets and the soul.
There are two things in the musician world, like at least for me, and what people talk about a lot: the brass section of those kind of jazz bands. You also saw in the movie Whiplash, where they have that school where they have the whole brass sections, all the trumpets, the trombones, it's saxophone. It's amazing how technical these guys can play, and so it's curious to see. I wonder how much footage they can use and how good the quality still is. For sure, they remastered some.
So
it would be nice.
And they interviewed phenomenal artists including Count Basie, but also they did interview the FBI agents who arrested her. So I'm really curious about this.
Fun.
Nice.
Well, you will dive into it a bit more later on, Sven. We will keep a close eye on everything of Billie Holiday in the upcoming months.
One more thing. It's already being released in the UK, but it will be released the 4th of December in the US on Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, so we will be coming with a review, of course, after the 4th.
Definitely. So subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to stay updated on that, give us a like if you liked our little talk over here. And then, let us also know what you thought about this trailer. And if you have more information on Billie Holiday, for example, and maybe we can discuss a bit more in the comments. We always like to do that. So this is it for now. Thank you, Sven, for bringing this